Oh, let's pull up the Barry Weiss thing. Yeah, let's talk all about how the corrupt media operates. Daily Mail reports, Barry Weiss reveals New York Times editors wanted to check with Chuck Schumer before running an op-ed by Republican Tim Scott about his police reform bill after George Floyd's murder.
What?
It's amazing. Tim Scott had a police reform bill, and the Democrats said no to it. And the New York Times wanted to check with Chuck Schumer. That's what Barry Weiss says. Former NYT opinion editor Barry Weiss told Senator Tim Scott on Wednesday about an internal discussion around his op-ed. Scott's article was the subject of an internal debate, Weiss said, and one of the senior editors questioned whether Republicans cared about minority rights. The New York Times denied her account, saying, the New York Times opinion never seeks outside approval or consultation, whether to publish guest opinion essays. I'm going to call BS on the New York Times. Mm-hmm. Having worked for many of these, organizations, this is the exact kind of stuff you see.
Yep.
Absolute corruption.
Yep. And also, Barry is actually trustworthy.
Yeah, she's been doing pretty well with her Substack.
Yeah.
I trust her way more. I think she gets some things wrong, but that's fine. I think she's more trustworthy in her assessments than the New York Times.
And she's also just telling a rendition of something she witnessed. She's credible.
Yeah.
She's a credible witness. She has no reason to make this up. She's moved on from the New York Times. She's very successful. She's making more money than she did.
Well, reason she could make it up is to get back at them for something.
But why not say it sooner?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not Barry Weiss. But
I think more people should speak out about this stuff sooner rather than later. And she mentioned it was in 2020, but she's been independent for a long time. So why not say something sooner?
I know, it's quite the hat trick.
Gonna have to have her on the show and ask her about it. It's topical. And I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm just saying that,
I wonder too if there's, sorry to be.
Oh no, go for it.
There's a lot of stuff she could probably say. You can't, if you publish your memoir the day you leave or, in 2020, stuff is going to get missed. Like in some ways, I didn't read this article, so I can't say what the context, like where she brought it up. But
it was a conversation with Tim Scott.
Right. And I feel like there was a lot of stuff she could tell us about what happened there. If she doled it all at once, I think it would get kind of lost. The impact would get lost.
Yeah, I mean, from the reporting, she was having a conversation with Tim Scott, and she said, I don't know if you know this, but this is what happened. And so I think it was sort of a natural thing. I mean, it makes me wonder what other stories she has under her hat. And I think that there was a lot of, I think she should have sued the New York Times personally, because it was, workplace bullying and intimidation and everything. And I think that there was some stuff that happened that in the moment she felt like she was crazy, because everyone was like, well, yes, of course we talked to Chuck Schumer about it. We just wanted to clear it. And she's kind of like,
but why do we clear things with Chuck Schumer?
What? And I think it's, you're, as you exit the cult, she's kind of like, that was really messed up, wasn't it? And she's kind of having that realization and sort of unpacking her own experience, because I think she was so abused in the moment.
You ever see Bulworth, that movie?
No.
You ever see it? Bulworth? No.
Kevin Costner? No, that's what's his name? Warren Beatty, I think.
It's the one where the senator is like super depressed and wants to kill himself. So then he just starts telling the truth and like he doesn't care anymore, but then he like decides he wants to live or whatever. He like goes up on stage at a black church and they're like, why didn't you deliver this bill? And he's like, because we got your vote. We don't care. The moment you went and voted for us, we stopped caring about what you thought. And then they were like, what? And then people ended up really liking it. I think that with, people like Barry Weiss, she's probably sitting on a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'd say like, come on, like, of course she is. That she's not going to talk about because she's probably scared about what will happen if she challenges the machine.